Hey YouTubers, this is Marty from gameboydude.blogspot.com. That's a blog I started. It's called gameboydude.blogspot.com. Check it out. I'll post the name right here at the bottom. You can go check it out if you get time. Thanks. I got some videos there. Be nice if you stop by. Anyway, I want to talk today about my Nintendo Game Boy and Nintendo handheld gaming device collection. A lot of people have hit me up on YouTube and other places. Hey, why don't you post something showing your collection and talk a little bit about your collection? Okay, I'm going to do that today. Now let me start out by saying a few words about why I collect Nintendo handheld gaming devices versus console systems. Nothing against the 64-bit or 32-bit or 16-bit or 8-bit crowd. I love those systems. They're fun to play, but I don't have the space, and I like to collect the Game Boy systems. Always have the small stuff because it's easier for me to display, takes up less space, and I just played these a lot more when I was a kid or younger, and then my kids played them, and so now I've got like this accumulated collection that I've spent more than 20 years collecting, and I just love it. So that's primarily why I'm not a big console system collector, and I collect the small stuff. More space, plus I love it. Okay, let's start over here. This is an acrylic case. It's obviously a Pulsar watch case. You can rotate it here at the top, which is kind of cool. I picked this up on Craigslist. You can find them. Just search Craigslist for acrylic case and you'll come across these. This one happens to come with a key, and you can unlock it and open up the case just like that. So it's pretty cool. All the cases I collect, I try to get the keys with them because obviously it's hard to find and change the locks. Anyway, I love the Game Boy Micro. It was kind of toward the end of the Game Boy life cycle. It might have been even the last actual Game Boy that Nintendo produced, but it was awesome. It had a great screen, compact, you could take anywhere with it, kind of capitalized on the miniature cell phone era, had the replaceable face plates, but they just work great, and they're really hard to find now, especially in good condition. I got a pink one and a couple other variations. The silver and black were the most popular, but there are really some rare editions out there that are fun to collect too. And then I just have some stuff in this display case that means something to me, maybe not to anybody else, but stuff I've collected over the years or that brings back memories of Game Boy collecting and Game Boy enjoyment. And then below that, I've got a lot of my SPs displayed here. Now, I don't have every variation of the SP, although it is my favorite game system that was ever produced by Nintendo. I just love it, especially the later second version of the SP, which is the AGS 101, which had the brighter screen. But anyway, here's a few variations that I have collected, including the lime green, the white, which is hard to find, pearl white edition, and then the SpongeBob. I've got the classic edition and the tribal here. Some of the ones that are harder to find are like the Pokemon edition, yeah, I'm just thinking of that one offhand, but the Mother edition, which was released only in Japan, and there's a few others out there that are pretty rare and hard to find. But those are mine, and I just continue to collect over the years. Here's another kind of a watch case, and some of the stuff I have in here. Here's an extreme green Game Boy Pocket, which was only released at Toys R Us, and I just picked this up. It's a really nice one. It's in great condition, and in collecting it's all about condition, the condition of the stuff that you find. I'll pop this case open quick. I'll take a quicker look at this, and I'll do some more reviews of this stuff later on, but again, it's in really good condition. There's a clear edition of the Pocket, and then there's the very first Game Boy Micro I ever owned. As you can see, it's in good condition. I tended to keep my stuff in good condition, and I really like the Micro. And then just some loose games, and then down here is kind of a cornerstone of my collection. My wife, bless her heart, bought this for me one year, and it's the Game Boy Light, which was only released in Japan. It was backlit, and this happens to be the gold edition. Very hard to find, not cheap if you're a collector, you know that, but well worth it to add it to your collection. And believe me when I tell you, the game inside that is in pristine condition. Matter of fact, I got a video up on the blog about that particular Game Boy Light. Check it out if you get time. And then the old Game Boy Brick, and then there's a clear edition, which I always thought was just awesome. The Game Boy Clear, the Clear Brick edition, just cool, man, that you could see everything inside. I thought Wow, Nintendo, you did a really good job. Another collector tip: as I flip this, I notice that my batteries are in here. I do refresh and take out my batteries all the time, so no danger of those batteries getting corroded or anything in there. I rotate batteries in my systems and make sure they're good to go. If you're a collector, you want to do that. And then that brings me to the Game Boy pocket and color case that I have here. This is an old Armatron watch case. Again, another acrylic case, which was a Craigslist pickup. So anyway, I got most of the color variations, maybe not most, but a good number of them. The kind of teal Game Boy Color was kind of ubiquitous, as if you just see them everywhere. Everybody seemed to like the teal edition. A few of the games I enjoyed playing, or my kids enjoyed playing. There's the lime green edition, which is cool. There's the Dandelion, Game Boy Color Dandelion edition, which with a bunch of Pokemon. And there's the Pokemon edition in really, really good condition. Took me a long time to find one in great condition, but this was virtually unplayed, so I sprung and spent the money and picked it up. And there's a red Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Atomic Purple Color. And then down here in this case, I've got some interesting stuff. Here's a store display for the Game Boy Advance, which I'll take out and show. That's kind of cool. This is what you might have seen in Funko Land or maybe in Toys R Us, but yeah, this display and this game would be tethered in there. It's got a lock cord that locks on to the game, and you'd play the game on this display. And a few other small odds and ends and items. I got some stuff in box down there, some games, some of them factory sealed. Not a huge individual game in box collector, but I'm becoming more so as they're getting harder to find. Realizing that some of the stuff gets opened and then it's not available anymore. Turning over here, this is kind of a tote full of all of my Game Boy Advance games. There's about 300 in here, although there's close to 900 or 1,000 if you count homebrews in the entire Game Boy Advance life. These are just, I'm at about 300, so I'm about a third of the way there, I guess. And they're fun to collect and find. I keep a list, and then when I'm in the store or looking online, I just try to check off the ones that I don't have. Some are more rare than others. And then here's just a tote full of regular old school Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games. I don't have a ton of those, but those are also hard to find. And then this is kind of a display case where I keep some of my boxed items. A bunch of DS lights in different colors. There's a 3DS XL, so hey, I'm not afraid of the new stuff. The new stuff's awesome too, so I like to play it and collect it, and it's just very enjoyable. I'm going to be doing a review very soon on this Game Boy Micro, which I recently picked up, 20th anniversary edition in mint condition. It's just awesome. An old XL, a bunch of DS games that I keep, and I like the fact that Nintendo made the hard case now, more like a DVD case. They don't get crushed like the boxes do, and they're easier to get, keep in good shape. And then I've got a Game Boy Micro Silver Edition and original box, and just some stacks of old school SPs there. They all work. Some of them are AGS 100, some of them are 101s, and then some stuff just in its original box, which is really good. If you can find it in its original box, all the better. If you can't, upgrade when you can. And then this is just a bunch of the chargers. If they're loose from the SPs I collected, I just put them down there. And there's a case full of some of my more favorite Game Boy games, Pokemon Ruby Red and Emerald in there. There's Crash Bandicoot, which I love, and some Mario games. Then people tend to toss away these cases, but I love them. I hang on to them. They're cool as well. And then these are some store displays. Again, more store displays, and I pick them up when I find them. They're getting tough to find now. But this one happens to have a light, and you hook your Game Boy there, and then plug it in, and you're good to go. Same with this old school Game Boy Advance display here. So that's basically my collection. Thanks for checking it out, and leave me a comment. Don't forget to check out gameboydude.blogspot.com for more, where I post more videos on my Game Boy game collection. Alright, thanks for watching, and appreciate you checking it out.